Hello guys, welcome to Catch the Flag on CTFLEARN.com, and journaling this based off an internship with CFSS. So I'm currently doing an internship with CFSS. So this is part of the tasks that we needed to complete. So I deemed it fit to start recording how I solved it or how I learned how to solve it and just post about it. I might end up going to CTFLEARN.com and do all the challenges from 1 to over 100 plus. But for now, I will just do according to the internship. Now, in this video, I'm going to be, completing this task 114. Here, it's called the post practice. And I'll be using two methods to solve it. One is using Burpsuite, and the other is using the call to using the terminal. The first thing I will do looking at this question, this website requires authentication via post. However, it seems as if someone has defaced our website. Maybe there is still some way to authenticate. And the first thing we'll do is to copy this URL, come over here and paste and hit and visit it. Once we visit this website, we can see that it says this site takes post data that you have not submitted. The very first thing I usually do when I open a URL that I'm trying to solve is to do Control U, or to go to randomly here to more tools and view not developers tools, but how do you put it? Page source, Control U. I'm already open here, so the page source. So on this page source, you can see that message, and then we get a comment. Looks like we can use this. It looks like a very important sensitive information that have been left here, the username and a password. And the very first thing we're going to be using is the Burpsuite. We need to intercept this request. Since they need a post data, we need to make some modification in the request and send that data using the admin and the password that we have here. I'll close this for now and I'll open up my Burpsuite. I have it open already. I'm going to turn on my intercept, come back to the website, go over to my Foxy proxy here, turn on Burp, and I'm going to refresh this page. Once I do that, it takes my request to proxy. Usually you don't know the amount of things you do on Burp when you're texting something like this or doing a penetration testing. If you don't know the specific thing you're doing, in this case we do. I can just make the request changes here on proxy. Well, we can just go straight to send this request to a repeater. We'll go over to the repeater and let's send this request. When send the request on the repeater, we can get this comment here. As you can see, the comment, username, admin, and so on and so forth. The very first thing we need to do is to change this request from get to post. You can see here it says get, okay? Right click on this, you would see change request method. Click on that, it changes it to post automatically. You can confirm that by an additional content type where it says application /x www-form.url encoded, usually the standard for a post request. Next is we want to add the data. The data is the username and the password. I'm just going to copy that. I don't need to make much changes. I just need to make the username equal to admin, and instead of this piping signal, I'm going to use and password instead of column. I'm going to use equals to. So you see how I wrote it? Kindly note I just gave one space after the content length. I did it on the last line, and also note not to have another additional line of code here empty. It would affect the code. Now we have this, and let me give you an example of what I mean. If you add an additional line and send, it will tell you seems like your credentials are wrong. All you need to do is to clear that line, and as you can see, it recognizes our username equals to admin and password equals to this. With this now, I can now send, and we get our flag. The flag is post data all day. So I'm going to copy this, just come back to our page here on the paste. I just click there and submit. And let's go back to Bob. Alternatively, like I mentioned, if you just send Initially, if you are using Bob without checking for the control U, which is the page source. You didn't see the username and password, and you're just sending to Bob. Of course, you wouldn't have the information to get the flag. You would need to send to repeater to get it. But let's say you've checked the page source and you saw the username and password and you wrote it down. All you need to do is when you send the request here to proxy, you just right click and change the request method to post, and then you can just include and then you can just put the username equals to admin and password equal to I already have it in repeater, so I'm just going to copy that. Okay, come back to proxy, paste that and hit forward. Keep forwarding till it's all done. When you're done, you can come back to that request, the URL page, and you can see our flag. That's one way to solve it. That's one way to solve it. The other way to solve it, let's head on to our terminal here. The other way to solve it is to use call. Okay, so I'm just gonna, first thing you would do is to call that particular URL. So I'm going to use call and Ctrl+V, call that. Once you call that, you get a response that says this site takes post data that you've not submitted, username is this and password is this. So the only thing you need to do is to use a switch -D. -D means data. So we can just append data to this. So we use our previous code here, and you can just append -D, open up a column here, and use username. The username is admin, and the password is, I don't know if it's supposed to be column or equals to, so I'm just going to try and then see whichever one. Ctrl+C. Oh my god. I failed on that. I'm going to write it again. -D, username, it should be equals to, but I'm just going to try. If it doesn't, I'll just edit it again. And password, Ctrl+V. No, I thought I copied that. Okay, I won't make a mistake again. You see, if you're writing on the terminal and you want to copy something here, if you Ctrl+C, it will just end it. Ctrl+Shift+C will be able to copy it without affecting the current thing you're pasting. Ctrl+Shift+V will paste it without error. So I now have my call, my URL, and the data. But before you do this, there's something important that you need to put. Remember, we need to make it a post data, right? A post data. In order to make it a post data, we use a switch called -X, and then you put post, and then we'll have the URL, and then we'll have the data. We hit enter and let's see what happens. Okay, looks like I might need to change this to equals to. Let's see if that is the issue. Equals to, and this as well equals to, and let's try this and see. Hit enter. Voila, we got our flag. So it's equals to and not column. So basically you just have to include a switch to change the request to post, or the method to post, and then you add the data that you have, and then you get the flag, as you can see here. So these are the two methods you can use to solve this problem. You can use Burpsuite to intercept, change the method to post and add the data, or you can use call. Thank you for watching. Thank you for studying with me. Thank you for learning with me, and enjoy the rest of your day. Ciao.